playing the much-loved Katie Sugden in Emmerdale. She was dramatically killed off earlier in the year, but Sammy's back on our screen soon, starring in the ITV drama Prey. Welcome to Weekend, Sammy. How are you?
Hi, and I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. For somebody who's been killed off, you look frightfully well.
Hello, darling. Thank you.
Before we
Thank you
talk about the drama, though, we should talk about this.
Yes.
Princess Phoebe meets the Tudors. This is from you.
I know. How bizarre. But yeah, it came out last week. So it's all a bit crazy, to be honest. I never thought I'd see my name on the front of a book, that's for sure.
What was the idea behind this, Danny?
Well, I've always loved history. It's always been a big passion of mine since I was a little girl. My favourite subject at school. Ever since I left school, I've kind of studied it endlessly. Lots of reading, watching documentaries, bit of a history geek, basically. And there was that side of it, and then the other side, I used to tell my daughter a lot of stories about, you know, famous princesses through time.
And the difference, I would say, between what you've written and that is, in the fairy tale princess land, they just basically hang around for a man.
Yeah, I wanted to shake all that thing off, basically. I think
this is female empowerment.
Yes, totally. I think young girls are brought up on this kind of rich diet of fairy tale princesses whose single destiny is that of meeting a handsome prince and, you know, happily ever after. But it's been lovely to have the opportunity to write about, you know, women whose strong and self-sustaining characters.
So Phoebe goes back in time.
Yeah, she goes back in time and she meets all these strong and sustaining characters, and they teach her a lot about life's lessons and have a good time doing it.
I've got to say, it's beautifully illustrated as well. It's
Thank
really
you.
Nicely done.
I'm really pleased with the illustrations. They've worked perfectly.
Because of course, Arlene, you've written books for kids as well, haven't you?
Yes, I mean my book's series called Alana Dancing Star, and it was about a little girl that lived on council estate with no money, dreamed of dancing. There was a magic corner shop, and then she would just find herself as she closed her eyes with whatever costume the lady in the corner shop let her put on. She would arrive either in Brazil and do the samba,
really similar,
and she would, you know, she would go to all these different countries where dances originated and have this wonderful fantasy life, and then suddenly it was time to go back home, and the next story began.
See, that would have been my dream book when I was younger as well, because I danced when I was younger, so that would have been ideal for me.
You mentioned leaving school, because you left school when you were 16, and that was officially to go full-time into Emmerdale. So do you kind of regret that you didn't have that opportunity to go to further education? Yeah,
it's always been a bit of a regret for me. I knew that if I did leave school, my mum said if you leave school at 16, you have to read and you have to basically kind of study on your own. I didn't have time to do A-levels or university, but so I just read and read and read and read, and history was my thing, and that's what I kind of pushed myself with.
It's mad, isn't it, when you look back at that Emmerdale period? It was, what, 13 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. You were only meant to be in it for 8 episodes, is that right?
8 episodes, yeah.
And 13 years later, you've had 4 engagements, 3 marriages, a surrogacy, accidental murder, miscarriage, and fall down a mine shaft.
Yes. That sounds
it's taken me all week to remember that. What was the best storyline for you out of all that?
My favourite one was the love triangle with Andy and Robert, the 2 brothers, the affair with those 2. There was that one, and then the live episode as well, which was the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my whole life. But the feeling after it was finished was, nothing short of euphoric. It was amazing.
Because you almost didn't get the role, did you? Because you weren't going to go, because you had a migraine.
Yes, I've suffered from migraines my whole life. I had 4 last week, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah, pretty bad. And I was 15 and I was driving over the M62 in Saddleworth Moor with a migraine, and I was just in agony, and I just said to Mum, I can't go. Like, I was absolutely devastated to miss out. But fortunately, they didn't find anyone that week, so they gave me another call and said, you know, come back again next week. So, and I didn't have a migraine that time.
And how emotional was it, filming those final scenes?
It was very emotional,
you had Kelvin Fletcher in tears, I heard.
Yeah, I did my first scenes with Kelvin, and then I did my last scenes with Kelvin, and it was actually my death scenes, my final scenes were my last scenes I filmed, so it was very emotional to do them. We did a lot of crying,
Because you've spent your sort of whole adolescence growing up on that soap, really?
Yeah. Yes, 15 to, you know, hold him now. Exactly,
Had you not realised?
No. Most of my teenage years were spent kind of working and being away from home and stuff like that. So, it was a big thing for me.
And now you're out from the soap. You've landed a role in Prey. You must be thrilled about that.
Oh, I'm over the moon. It's just the perfect job for me. I wanted to do something quite gritty, northern based.
It's the ITV crime drama, really,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. And it's filmed in Manchester.
Ah, handy.
Perfect for
Good
me.
work.
Yes. I've done a little bit in the Lake District, but mostly in Manchester. So yeah, it's been ideal. And working with Philip Glenister as well, playing my dad, who's lovely.
You've got a fake bump in it, haven't you?
Oh, I'm massive in it. I'm so big, yeah. I've got this big kind of weighted bodysuit on, and yeah, it's tough to have it on all day long.
Because you've probably forgotten what it's like to be pregnant. You know,
Yeah,
how
it's
old
10
she was?
years ago
10
now.
years.
She was 10 last Friday.
You
Yeah.
don't look old enough to have a 10-year-old.
Oh, thank you.
You were very young having her, weren't you?
Yes, 19. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, she was 10 last week.
And how's motherhood changed you, would you say?
It's changed me a lot. I think it's the best thing I've ever done, really. Mia's just, she's my best friend, you know. I just talk to her like I do to any of my mates now. She's silly and she's funny and she's everything I could have dreamed of, you know, with any little girl. So she's, yeah.
Is she called Phoebe?
No, she's called Mia. She's called Mia. But yeah, she does look a lot like Phoebe, actually. Yeah, when he sent the illustration.
She's obviously read it. Or
yes.
have you read it to her?
She was like my test subject,
Oh, was she?
basically. I
Okay.
was like, come and check this out. What do you think of this? She was a bit biased, obviously.
Of course.
But, yeah.
You're saying you will like it.
You will like this, okay?
So is Phoebe going to come back for more adventures?
Yes, definitely. I want to see how this one goes first, but I've got hundreds of ideas for the
Okay.
next one. Princess Phoebe meets. And,
You'll have to be a
know,
bit quicker because this took you 2 years to make something.
Yes, but it was 2 years from the first idea of the book, you know, before I even came with Princess Phoebe herself and all of that. So it's taken 2 years, the full process. But yeah, the next one will be a lot quicker, I think. Yeah.
And what about as far as the acting career is concerned? Is there a master plan, a dream?
I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm going to work hard, audition lots, keep writing and see what happens, you
And
know?
what about shows, theatre? And you mentioned dance earlier on.
Possibly, yes. I mean, I haven't done
Would you ever
dance
do a
since I
musical?
was 15. I had to leave my dance school when I was 15, again,
Right.
to do Emmerdale, so I haven't danced since then. Maybe, I'd have to...
And if the offer came in for an EastEnders or Coronation Street, what would you say?
Oh, no. I couldn't. I'd have to stick with Emmerdale. Emmerdale's my home, my family.
Well, unfortunately, you can't go back to Emmerdale.
No,
as a
all
ghost,
over.
maybe.
I did not realise.
No, I know.
Listen, good luck with the book and good luck
Thank
with Prey as well. I'm
you.
looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you very much.
That's almost it for today.